Welcome to the Audazine, the magazine you don't have to read. Just listen. And as promised in our last episode, where we unpacked why attention is the new currency, today we're following that thread into even deeper territory. Because here's the thing, in a world that never stops talking, where everyone's pushing louder, faster, harder, there's a new kind of power on the rise. One that's subtle, grounded, and profoundly effective. It's called quiet power. This issue is all about the power that doesn't shout, but resonates. That doesn't hustle, but endures. That doesn't perform, it transforms. And this isn't just poetic talk. We're pulling insights from Susan Cain's best-selling book Quiet, as well as recent pieces in Harvard Business Review, The Atlantic, and The Wall Street Journal, all pointing to a very real shift happening in leadership, culture, and the way we define success. So whether you're curled up with tea, zoning out on a train, or secretly hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace, this space is for you. Let's begin. First up, the Heardline, 3 essential stories in under 90 seconds. Story 1. Remote work is an introvert's paradise, according to a Stanford study. Remote employees are not only more productive, but also far less socially drained, especially introverts, who thrive without the awkward politics of microwave small talk. Story 2. Quiet hiring is trending. Forbes reports that companies are doubling down on internal talent, upskilling and promoting from within instead of chasing external noise. Turns out, consistency beats charisma. Story 3. Long-form content is making a comeback. Substack has seen a 40% rise in subscriptions. For deep dive essays and newsletters, people are choosing depth over dopamine. It's official. Thinkers are the new influencers. Now let's dive into the core idea. The rise of quiet power. 4 years. Success looked like this. Talk fast, sell harder, take up space. It was big energy, loud voices, flashy presence. But now, we're starting to realize sometimes the most powerful people in the room aren't the ones talking. They're the ones listening. Susan Cain, a former Wall Street lawyer turned best-selling author, was one of the first to flip the script in her groundbreaking book Quiet. She writes, "There's zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas." Boom! And that truth has echoed across Harvard Business Review, The Atlantic, and leadership circles worldwide, highlighting the rise of what some call the introvert renaissance. So, what's fueling this shift? Simple. Loud is everywhere, every app, every feed, every meeting. We're drowning in over-communication and craving something rare, contemplation. Enter quiet power. It's not soft, it's strategic. It's the ability to pause, reflect, focus, while the world scrambles to refresh its notifications. And yes, it's absolutely a kind of leadership. Some of today's most influential figures lead not with noise, but with presence. Tim Cook at Apple, quietly precise. Barack Obama, thoughtful, reflective. Greta Thunberg, calm, clear, globally impactful. It's not about volume, it's about clarity. So how do you tap into your own quiet power? Here are 4 practical ways. 1. Practice strategic silence. Not every message needs an instant reply. Not every moment needs to be filled. Let silence do some of the talking. It often says more than words. 2. Design a stillness ritual. Maybe it's journaling, a slow walk with no phone, or just 5 deep breaths between Zoom meetings. Stillness is a skill, and you can train it. 3. Redefine what success looks like. Forget the noise. Success isn't about visibility, it's about value. Don't ask, how loud am I being? Ask, what's actually landing? 4. Curate your inputs. Mute the noise. Follow fewer, better voices. Because if your brain is full of algorithm leftovers, there is no space for your own brilliance to show up. Remember, your attention is your power, and your stillness, that's your strategy. Ready to go deeper? Here's this week's recommended reads and listens. Quiet by Susan Cain. The must-read on introversion, depth, and the beauty of thinking before speaking. Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. We're ancient. Wisdom meets modern mental health. Deep work by Cal Newport. If you're ready to stop multitasking and actually get something done. And for something soothing and smart, Try on being with Krista Tippett, a podcast that feels like a long exhale. All right, time to wrap this one up, but not quietly. That is a wrap on this week's episode of the Audazine. Thank you for creating a moment of quiet with us today. If this episode helped you breathe a little deeper, think a little clearer, or just gave you permission to slow down, share it. Send it to that one friend who's secretly an overachiever and burnout. Denial. We all know one. Now, before you go, here's your question of the week. What's your most powerful quiet habit? Is it early mornings, tech-free evenings, taking the long way home with no podcast playing? Tell us. We might feature your answer in the next episode. And speaking of next time, we're going somewhere unexpected. Our next episode is called The Science of Boredom. Why doing nothing might be the smartest thing you ever do. We're diving into what cognitive psychologists, artists, monks, and daydreamers have known for years. That boredom isn't laziness. It's the launch pad for your most original ideas. From dopamine detoxes to default mode networks, this one will change how you think about staring out the window. Until then, stay curious, stay smart, and keep listening to Audazine.